Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the StarCraft Nation. Wow, I'm over here. Zoya here from the StarCraft Squad, and I am going to be bringing you a replay that was given to me by Katu from Playhem TV, also casted the KSL. He told me, Zoya, I have a replay that you really need to cast. And I was like, okay. So here we are. Spawning over here as the yellow Terran is NRG Mihai. Mihai is actually one of the invitees to MLG's arena. He's in the qualifier. I believe he's in the EU bracket because he is European, I believe. And his opponent is Darkness. Don't really know much about either of these players. I'm not too familiar with the European scene. I've learned a lot about it recently because of casting the Playhem daily. But other than that, I just don't follow the EU scene. It's just unless it's like the top level players that go to IPL and my phone's not on silence, and yeah. But like I said, I barely know about the EU scene. I've learned about a lot of new players though with the Playhem daily, which is awesome, and I'm trying to learn more about it. And hopefully I get to fall in love with Mihai or Darkness's play here, because like I said, I heard it was a really good replay. So we're walling off here for Mihai. Doesn't look like we're taking a gas just yet. The time will be soon. No, looks like we're doing a gasless expand. It's pretty standard in the TvP matchup. What you do is you get your racks up, you build your command center, you build 4 Marines, you put them in a bunker, and then you add either 2 more racks or 3 more racks. Go for a 3 or 4 racks build. It's kind of standard in the matchup. It's very safe expand. It can hold off any bunker. It can hold off any early zealot stalker pressure, as well as when the racks finish, when you stop building Marines at 4 Marines and just build the racks, by the time a 4 gate hits, you'll have enough units if you scout it and put enough bunkers down to hold off. So it's a really good build. It's really safe, in my opinion. It's the safest way to fast expand as a Terran. Now there is problems with it whenever you go up against like a heavy immortal all-in, but any form of fast expand is going to have a lot of trouble with a 1 base all-in. Now we do have Darkness taking his second gas here. Cybercore is halfway done. SCV does scout this for Mihai. He sees, okay, 2 gas, which probably means not a fast expand. And what you want to do is you want to keep your SCV in the base. Probably not right here, so it could easily get killed, but you want to be scouting constantly in the base of the Protoss player. Until about the 4-minute mark is when you want to get out of the base. That's usually around the time a Stalker that's Chrono Boost will be arriving. So both are coming out rather. It's about 3:55 right now. Mihai goes, okay, Chrono boosting the Stalker. 4 minutes marks hits right now, so he jets. Good timing there by Mihai. Doesn't want to lose that SCV. Probe in the base for Darkness, or for Mihai. Or Mihai is going to die. Darkness loses that 1 probe. Command center is going down. Marine production has been halted currently because we're getting this bunker. And actually, we're going to be throwing on these 2 racks just a little bit quicker. Now the problem with going just the 2 Marine is, say he does some like triple Stalker build or something like that with aggression. If you only have 2 Marines in the bunker, when these Stalkers come into your base, they can just walk past the bunker, and if you bring your Marines out of the bunker to chase them down, 4 is a good number to kill a Stalker, but 2 is not. But we've begun building the Marines, so it doesn't look like we're too exposed right now. Mihai, or Darkness rather, God, I keep mixing up these players, is expanding. Darkness here has a sentry. Here comes the Stalker, going to poke up here, sees the bunker, so he knows, okay, his opponent expanded. He scouted the no gas, so he probably went, okay, this guy's definitely doing a gasless expand. Stalker, or still producing sentries here. I like that. Sentries are really good. We're getting a robo off of 1 gate. So Darkness isn't too worried about any form of fast pressure. Stalker poking back up here, seeing if more bunkers have been thrown down, if he's mixing Marauders in yet. Need to know that timing of that gas. Income tab, guys, 26 to 22. So even though the Protoss or Terran player expanded a little bit quicker, Chrono Boost is pretty good, guys. Makes up for that mule deficit almost. Almost. 2 more gateways going down, so 3 gate robo off of the expand. Pretty standard as well. We'll probably be seeing an observer out of this robo, because we're not too worried about early pressure. We're not needing that very fast immortal. And we are getting that observer, and it is being chrono boosted. And we are actually transferring probes. We transferred a little too many there. Remember, you want to leave 16 guys in your base. You don't want to transfer too many because now you're unsaturated and you actually just lost mining time. So transfer a little less next time. Make sure you still have 16 at this base. And then you just set both rally points to both your nexuses to this rally or to this mineral pack here. And that's a little bit more efficient when it comes to mining. Now we do have Mihai taking a very fast third CC. He's got all these racks here. He's got one guy mining out of that guy, two guys mining out of that gas. So a little bit inefficient. There we go. Finally maximizing. And we're kind of supply blocked right now. Waiting for this depot to finish. We have a bunch of Marines here though, guys. There's a lot of Marines. Tech Lab finally going down on one of the racks. Observer coming in the base. Going to see, okay, 1 racks with Tech Lab. 2, 3. So we got a 4 racks right now. He knows immediately from this scout. We got a 4 racks here off of 1 or 2 bases. We do see the command center here. Will we be transferring it? Not likely. We might wait a bit before transferring that because it can be a little bit exposed until we get medevacs and get an engineering bay. And we actually have a warp prism. Ooh, with warp prism speed. We got the robotics bay here, but we're skipping the Colossus tech right now. We're getting a fast warp prism and we're using gateways. And we actually scan this from darkness. Or Mihai scouts this, so he goes, okay, we have Colossus tech on the way. So he's going to be rushing to Starport right now, but really Mihai's going fast warp prism. Now I want to point this out to you guys. If you look at the upgrades, because sometimes people have trouble telling the difference between the upgrades. The warp prism upgrade looks like the tail of the warp prism. If I can find Mihai's warp prism someplace. There we go. Can't really see the tail of it. But the warp prism upgrade looks like the wings on a warp prism when it expands, but the observer upgrade looks like the butt of an observer. So that's the best way to tell the difference between the two. If you're always one of those people that has to mouse over it and read which one, or just you can tell from the pictures just because they look like a warp prism and an observer. Mihai scouting over here. We have a fast third here from darkness. I like that because the army production is going to be delayed because we got this command center just a little bit, so Mihai's going to be pretty safe to hold this off. Now, warp prism speed has finisher. This nexus is halfway done. We have started a starport here for Mihai. We're getting that reactor, so he's going to be going these very fast Vikings, but that's not really the plan here. Oh, we do have a Colossus. Oh man, look how fast this is warp prism speed. And we're doing a Colossus drop. We do not have range yet, but that's fine. And this is such an awesome build. I love Colossus drops so much. It's so rare. Double engineering bay going down. Here comes the Colossus. Doing good shots there. Getting only 1 SCV so far. A second one might fall. Their second one. Third one. And the fact with this warp prism being so fast is you can dart in and out. Engineering bay SCVs being targeted down. Mihai doing some work right now. Marines coming up. He needs to be very careful though. And then we just kind of get out of there. We have nothing left to kill. And look how fast this sucker is. I love the fact that he's getting warp prism speed. More Colossus in production. Mihai scouting right here. Has Mihai scouted the other base? No, he hasn't. He hasn't checked the third just yet. Getting more guys in those engineering bays. Looks like we're doing another drop. We only have 3 Marines here, which is very odd. Oh, Darkness, what are you doing just sitting here? Giving him time to get prepared. Okay, so there he goes. So Darkness pulls back. We have a decent sized force here for Darkness. Double Forge is working on its way. Viking, oh, getting very close to this Colossus. Ooh, SCV is going down. Good control. Look how far he's moving the Colossus up faster. And there is the Viking that's going to clear up this warp prism. Marines target fire it down. Now let's look at how much damage he did. 10 SCVs were killed by Mihai. Or by Darkness. I keep mixing up the two. Ugh. That is this is not a good day for casting. I have to cast a North American play daily right after this after this replay is over. And we actually have Mihai pulling some SCVs here. Oh nope, he's just transferring. Whoopsie. So we have transferred this base income tab, guys. It's 70 to 53. So Darkness has a huge advantage right now. He's got this econ lead. He's got +1/+1 about to finish. His opponent is currently at 1-0. Weapons and +2 weapons and +1 armor have just started. So when this engagement begins, if it does, we're going to be in a pretty good position for Darkness. Like the fact that we're putting cannons up in the main. It's going to make drops a little bit more difficult to do for the Terran player. +1/+1 just finished. Twilight Council's working on Blink instead of Charge. We don't have too many Blink Stalkers. Let's look at the units tab, guys. We only have 3 Stalkers, 7 Zealots. There we go. We're warping in some more Stalkers now. So we're really going to be depending on our Blink control here. Normally in situations you see Protoss players get Charge here because Charge is just so good. But instead, Darkness is going to go, okay, I'm going to just try and use my control to get the advantage over my opponent. We have huge drop going down in the main right now for Mihai. He's doing a lot of damage right now. Killed a decent amount of probes. Killing stalkers now too. They don't have blink yet, so they can't really control well against these marines. And then we have another push coming here at the third for Mihai. And our medevacs get loaded up. We're dropping a couple units to pick off these stalkers, so these medevacs are going to be okay. Here comes the push at the third. And Mihai just leaving enough units here to kill these probes. Would have liked to see Mihai actually end up killing off more of Darkness's probes, but this Nexus might fall if we get another stim off. Here comes the stim. Will it fall? It looks like it. These clusters are not going to make it here just in time. Will it be fast enough to clear up these units? Mihai microing very beautifully. Oh no, but he's attacking Zealots. Oh, and the Nexus just barely is. We have another drop going down in the main. Blink Stalkers blinking back. One Marine left to die. Such a sad scene. And this Nexus is so low. Mihai almost killed it off, guys. Income tab is now evened up 63 to 62, so Mihai did the damage that needed to be done. That was pretty good from Mihai's point of view, doing a lot of damage with those drops. Engineering bays not upgrading right now. There we go. We're starting +3 weapons. Should be seeing +2 armor very soon. We're really gas starved right now, though. Have a lot of minerals. Would like to see Mihai take another base. Probably this one. That one will be easy to defend. But looks like he's going to be taking this one. Now, the problem with this one is you're might want to put up a turret wall. We've already seen Warp Prism with Warp Prism speed, so Zealot drops can be very annoying up here. And this isn't a position where you're going to put up a planetary fortress, so we're unlikely to see that. We do have the Center Tower going down. I like how Mihai is doing that. Center Towers need to be used more in this game. They are so good at handling drops. Income tab, guys, 74 to 65, so Mihai is back in the lead. We're not really building SCVs right now for Mihai. Right now he's just going to rely purely on his 65 SCVs with mules. We don't have that high of a Viking count, guys. We have 4 Colossus on the field with 2-2. We're starting to produce Vikings out of 2 starports with reactors right now. Where are all the robos we have? We have double robo right here. One in the main got killed off, but we have these 2 robos constantly producing Colossus, which is going to be very scary. 6 Colossus soon. Need about 14 Vikings for that, and we're only at 4 right now. Charge is about to finish. +3/+3 has started, so the upgrades are going to finish a little bit quicker here for Darkness. So if you can do a 3-3 timing attack, he'll be in a beautiful position. We have the Twilight or Temple of Archives here finished. It looks like we have a drop coming up here for Mihai. Trying to scout this base. Has taken a 4th. It has not. No drops over here, so it looks like this drop might be hitting the 3rd base. Going to try and kill off many probes. We get a scan here and we scout. Okay, this guy has more Colossus than I'm ready for. We've got +2 ship weapons started, which is good. I'd like to see another armory getting thrown down very soon. We're not really resourcing Storm yet. Here comes the drop. Gonna try and pick off a couple probes here. Might try to snipe the Nexus. I would like to see that. Probes falling. Darkness isn't even pulling probes. Blinking up here. Will the medevac fall? It's very close. It does not fall. One lone marine does fall again, though. Mihai is just sacrificing lone marines left and right. Hate to be those guys. A Terran Marine in the army of Mihai would not be fun. We're getting up that Viking ball. We're up to currently 12 Vikings. How many Colossus are we at right now? Looks like we have 6. So I would like to see 2, maybe 4 more. That would be a good amount for this many Colossus. Especially since they have 3-3. I would prefer to see 14 rather than 12. Observer over the army. Does Mihai see it? Is he going to scan? Nope. I don't know how he got that, though. Did we have a Raven? Maybe he impeded. I didn't see a scan. That was weird. Oh, well. Oh, the turret was just barely in range. Okay. So, we're pushing up here. Mihai is not started on +3 armor yet, so he's going to be 3-2 for this engagement. Darkness, however, is 3-3. Colossus, Vikings trying to find a way to poke. They're going to do so much damage to these Colossus. Focus firing, almost killing 1. That's why I wanted 14, but that extra one does show up. Good blink, though. Does a single Viking fall? No. EMP is going down. Good micro here from Mihai, trying to control against these charge lots. They do so much damage. Vikings coming forward, trying to do damage to these Colossus, but these blink stalker control is so good for Darkness. Falling back more and more, and we've lost so many Vikings. Here we go. Here comes some more focus fire. Colossus going down left and right. And this has been great kiting from Mihai. He's able to hold off most of the Zealots. We still have a good amount of units left, but all the Vikings have fallen except for 3. And remember, guys, we have this double robo. That's going to be a lot of Colossus production. So, if we look at the food count, it's 155 for the Protoss player, 142 for the Terran. Units tab, guys, 68 to 77 probes, 68 SCVs to 77 probes. Mihai still on 4 bases. Darkness hasn't started mining from his 4th yet, so economy-wise, Mihai's in a little bit better position. He's still losing the food count though. He hasn't started. There he goes, finally starting that +3 armor. Viking count still in production. I would like to see more ghosts, guys. He's only used 1 in that last push. He's got 4 in production. There we go. Great work there, Mihai. And look how many racks we have here in the main. 12 of them. That's so good. Lots of probes being transferred. I don't know why that was pinged by one of the observers in the game, but it was, so we're just going to look there and see the probes being transferred. So, finally transferring their income tab, guys. Still in favor of Mihai. He's got about 300 minerals per second, a little bit more. Gas is about the same, though. That's good for Darkness. And we're still producing 4 ghosts at a time. I love that. I like that we're starting to get a lot of ghosts. EMP and Snipe is so good, especially once High Templar in the mix. And we do have High Templar. This is the hardest part for Terran right now, guys. This is why people are saying it's hard to play against Protoss late game. Because they get this composition where it's like, oh, you have 5 Colossus, so I still need a bunch of Vikings, but you still have Templar. So you have to have this balance of Ghost to Viking. If you don't control perfectly, you don't have enough Marines and Mars to kill the rest of the stuff. So it's very difficult to do. But Mihai is a top-notch player. He is very good. 4 Archons in the mix. Hopefully we can get some good EMPs off. But the main thing you want to EMP are these orbs. Ooh, here comes some good EMPs. We didn't hit these High Templar. There we go. Actually, all the High Templar are done for. Great EMPs there. I thought one left with some energy, but it was just a sentry. And this army gets completely cleaned up. And we still have all of our Vikings here. That is awesome. Units tab shows 11 Vikings just left. We have a small small amount of units over here for Darkness, guys. This isn't that big, and we're taking this base right here. And if we can snipe this base, that's going to be a huge blow. Losing a Nexus is going to be huge, especially this late. Bunch of Zealots warped in. Ooh, I like this play here. We don't have vision of the high ground, so these Vikings are just going to do work to this army. More units warping in, but we can't see this high ground, guys. We don't have an observer over here, so all this drop here. Beautiful play. Do we have an observer nearby? How is he see? Okay, you can see the units shooting, I guess. I don't know. Oh, we do have an observer there. So everything I just said was wrong. I did not see that observer. So it wasn't as beautiful as I thought it was. But more Stalkers warping in, and I like that he's using Stalkers right now. But he's not microing them. If he was microing his Stalkers, this would be a good choice. But he's not. He wasn't really blinking all that well there. So this base is going to fall. Food count, guys, 162 to 129. Upgrades 3-2 for Mihai. We're about to have 3-3. So we didn't even have 3-3 for that engagement. And our Vikings, we're not even working on the upgrades for them. We've been working on shield upgrades for our Protoss player. He's about to have 2 on the shield upgrades. And I like the fact that we still have this double robo, guys. It is so strong. It's doing so much damage. I would like to see Mihai throw down more command centers. Why? I don't know why this has to be here. Why not just transfer it down? It is an orbital. If he gets attacked, he can just lift it up and put it on the high ground. So here comes an engagement. Good storm going off, hitting a couple units there. Another good storm, but great splits from Mihai. So he's doing a really good job at negating this. And these Colossus, both of them might fall here. One does fall, does a second fall. A second fall, so that's such a huge blow, but these charge lots do so much damage. Good blink forward here, reinforcing units with stim coming up here to help clean this up, but these charge lots still do so much damage. 3-3 charge lots are so hard to kill. Blink Stalkers come up. We have another High Templar, but gets EMP'd. Good EMP there from Mihai, and we still have plenty of medevacs here, guys. Keeping these units alive. Stim after stim means nothing. And I like how we still are utilizing this double robo, just constantly producing these Colossus. Because just because you cleaned up 2, it's like, okay, that's good. But he already has 2 again, and we only have 4 Vikings here. Here comes the stim forward. Great splits here right now. EMP going off on the Archons, but these Archons just do so much splash damage. We're not splitting well enough to be able to handle that. And these Colossus are also doing a lot of splash damage. And because we have this double robo, we're able to reinforce so quickly. More ghosts coming up, getting instant EMPs off, so these Archons do fall. I love the constant pressure here from both players, just constant action. And it looks like great Viking control here, bringing these around back, but they do all fall. I'm getting pretty worried here for Mihai. He's just kind of throwing away Vikings, and those are his most expensive units right now, aside from the Ghost. Darkness running away with his one last Colossus, but these are just small battles here, guys. Food counts 115 to 139. Darkness is just barely holding on, and it's mainly because of this double Colossus production. Mihai is not keeping up on the Viking production, and these Colossus are really doing work. I want to see another round of warp-ins for High Templar. Are these High Templar? No, they're Zealots. Mihai is pretty starved right now, guys. He's trying to take this base right here. We do not have the Zone Tower, so we don't see this. It looks like Mihai is finally transferring an orbital. I would like to see more ship upgrades, guys. I would really like that. That would help so much in the situation. Because these Colossus are 3-2-3, guys. If these Vikings had more upgrades, they'd be so well. But Vikings cut off a position. Good blink forward there, sniping almost both of them. Only gets one, though. More Archons in the mix. I would like to see more High Templar. Our Ghost count is kind of low right now. We only have 0. We have 1 in production, so Mihai, man, needs to get more Ghosts. If we had a couple High Templar, Storms would be so powerful right now. We had a drop going on over here, cleaned up by these Zealots. Good feedbacks on the medevacs, no more healing for them, and the army here does pick that up. And these drops are going to do a lot of damage, because right now this is his... He's got this base mining, we've got this base mining, Natural is mined out, and Main's mined out. We just now started mining here, so we really only have 2 fully mining bases right now. If we transfer more, we'll have 3. So these drops, having the pull probes, delay mining is really helpful. Income tab, guys, 72 to 68. The income is so much higher for Mihai right now because of these mules. 2,700, 2,800 minerals. Looking so great. And he's actually killing off his own SCVs. I like that. He's freeing up supply. Darkness, man, he is maxed. So is Mihai. He's going to have 6 Colossus when these last 2 finish. 5 High Templar, 2 Archons, 25 charge lots. Probe count is 77. I would like to see him start clearing out some probes. It's a little different, though, for Protoss, because they don't have the mule. You have to keep that in mind. I think 77 might be a little much at this point in the game. I think he could sacrifice 10. Get a couple extra charge lots or an Archon in the mix. EMP is going down on the army, though. Not hitting the High Templar just yet. Good storm going off right there. And these Vikings are super exposed. 1 storm going underneath them. Mihai microing back. Didn't do too much damage. Charge lots getting funneled into this little concave here, taking a lot of damage. All the Colossus do go down. Storms not being utilized. That had that entire concave there that we could have been storming, but it wasn't used. But still 2 beautiful storms going down. But the army is cleaned up for Darkness. But all of these units are in the red for Mihai. Now, I think that battle could have gone completely different, and I still love this. The double robo build, man. It's doing so well right now with this Colossus production. We only have 3 Vikings on the field right now, and we already have 2 more Colossus. That is so huge. Darkness, this double robo is keeping him alive. I love it so very much. Units tab, we have no Ghosts, so I like to see a couple High Templar. We're starting at +3 shields right now. It is so big. And at this point in the game, Darkness has to realize, okay, you're kind of strong right now because of these Colossus. Why are people pinging? I don't know. But I would like to see Darkness take this base now. But we have such a high production from Mihai right now. He's starting to get a little starved, though. He's very gas heavy right now. Very gas heavy. He's got so much gas right now. We're taking this base here, transferring some SCVs. And we might mine out the whole map this game, guys. This is pretty intense. In this double Colossus play, I love it so much. A bunch of Zealots warping in. How many warp gates do we have? I can't tell. Are they all selected? 14 warp gates, guys. That is so many. And we're finally taking this base. I would like us to be a little more forward here, controlling this little space right now. We're not producing any more Colossus right now. 6 is a perfect number for Colossus. And then you mix in the rest High Templar. So I'd like to see 2 more Colossus come in. We're warping around with 7 Stalkers. Doesn't look like we're going to have enough for 2 more Colossus. Viking count is pretty high, though. I mean, Mihai's staying on top of it. How many Ghosts do we have in this mix? If I can double-click that one, we have 4. Okay, that's pretty good. How many High Templar do we have? There we go. We're finally warping in High Templar, but only 2, guys. That's not a good amount of High Templar. Oh, and we have a stim forward here trying to snipe this Nexus. So many charge lots here for Darkness, though. Oh, man. That is a scary thing to look at. Good shots going off on the Colossus. Almost killing it. That's why this is a good amount. I wish he had more upgrades, though. I really do. These Colossus have 3-3. You have to keep in mind your air upgrades. He hasn't kept working on that all game. Charge lots coming forward here. Vikings have a good position right now, doing a lot of damage to these Colossus. Stalkers trying to focus fire them down. Where are our High Templar? Where are our Storms? We really need to get some Storms off here. Archon's doing a lot of splash damage, but this ball is just so powerful for Mihai, and it looks like he's going to be clearing this up. Ooh, but Stalker's blinking in from below. Going to do a lot of damage to support these these Zealots. More Zealots coming in from the side, and it looks like Mihai is actually going to have to fall back. You have to be careful with overstimming. His medevac count hasn't been reinforced, so he's building 4 more right now. I like that he's deciding to build 4 more medevacs right now instead of the Vikings. And we have, good attack here from Darkness. He's going to try and delay this base. The stim is coming forward here for Mihai. All these units are very low. Now I want to go back to what I said about the medevacs. I like how he's reinforcing with medevacs. 4 more is a good account. You'll have 8. And instead of getting Vikings first right now, because we know he's producing constant Colossus, but instead of getting the Vikings, we have these medevacs that are delaying our Vikings just slightly, but they're also going to be building energy this entire time, which is so huge. I love that so much. Units tab shows we have 8 on the field. We're actually building 2 more medevacs right now. I think that might be just a little bit too much. I'm really gonna like today, guys, when we see Terrans like this late game get that upgrade from the starport with a tech lab that increases medevac starting energy. Because in a situation like this where it's trade after trade after trade and one person's just slightly coming out on top and you're having to resupply your medevacs, that 25 extra of energy, if a pressure was being applied, would be so huge. But both players are pretty starved at this point. 76 to 63. Mihai's still mining off of these 2 bases. This base is completely mined out, so all of he's only got 2 bases right now. Ooh, yes. I like that we're taking this so much. We're taking this base right here. Very rarely is this taken on Shakura's Plateau. We're taking out the rocks here for darkness, so this is a pretty scary situation. We need Mihai to take out his own rocks so he can defend it a little bit better. The darkness is just going to be like, okay, rocks are down. I'm going to walk up here and do some damage. We only have 2 Colossus in this mix, so this is actually the worst situation for darkness to be in. The one time that we don't have any Viking production, look at the units tab, we have 4 right now. The one time that we didn't max out on the 6 Colossus you normally want is the time that Mihai went pure medevac. So instead of having the extra Colossus that could have done so much damage, we don't. We only have 2. And I don't like the fact that we're not getting very many High Templar. We have none in this army right now. We're just pure Charge Lot Archon Stalker with 2 Zealots, or 2 Colossus. Here comes the engagement though. EMP is going down on these Archons. EMP does so much damage to these. These guys are all last hit except for these 2. But the damage, man, is doing so much for darkness. But he's forced to fall back. EMPs, guys. You need the High Templar in that ball. You have to have it. You can't play without it. But the supply, guys, is staying pretty even for both players. It's 138 to 149. Mihai just barely in position. I like the aggressive blink forwards here for darkness. It forces Mihai, who's overstimming, to fall back. And medevac's falling left and right. I would like to see him try and focus fire on a couple of the weak ones. Units tab, guys. 3 Ghost, 4 Vikings, 4 Mihai, 7 High Templar, 17 Zealots, 6 Stalkers, 4 Darkness. He's not using storms though. I guess he's just like kind of worried on focusing. Wow, that is extremely oversaturated. At this point, guys, you want to transfer some here and then kill off half your SCVs. There's no way you're using these. You're not going to be using them at all. Selnaga Tower gets taken. Can Mihai see that base? No, he can't. He knows that there's something building here, of course, from his whatever this is called, sensor tower. This is so oversaturated. What you want to do is put like maybe a 1/4 of them over here. Okay, never mind. You just want to kill almost all of your SCVs at this point. They are so useless right now. At this point, all you want to use is mules and leave guys in gas. We have this big force here, though, from darkness. He's only got 2 Colossus in it, but the Viking count has been replenished for Mihai. How many is he up to by now? 6. So if we get that 6 Colossus count, that would be good. And Mihai is actually starting to get really banked on minerals and gas right now. He's actually starting to be way ahead. He's been behind this entire time, but because we have these 2 bases that are still mining pretty well, we overuse mules on these bases, so we're starting to run out of places to mine. This base is very close to being depleted, and that means we're only going to be on 1 mining base here. And Mihai's looking pretty scary. This is a very difficult situation to be in for as a Terran. You have to be very cost efficient with your mules. It's very weird to say. You usually think of people just spamming mules on mineral packs, but since the Protoss player has stayed toe-to-toe with us the entire game, the mules mine out our bases way too quickly. So look at this base right now. When this is mined out, instead of being like a little bit better with your mules and you split them between these 2 mineral packs here, now you've just got this. You could have both bases last longer pretty much if you split the mules up. But now this base is going to be mined out and you have all these SCVs being wasted on 1 base. Now we have a good force here for Mihai. Decent amount of Vikings, only 9 versus the 6 Colossus. And we finally are leaving some High Templar in the mix for some storms. I love this, that we're finally going to try and rely on storms. I would like to see some feedbacks. We haven't seen a single feedback land on any medevacs or any ghosts in any engagement we have. It looks like we're finally starting to get engagement. Vikings sniping that Colossus. I like that. We still have 6 left, though. This is going to be hard for both players. EMP is going down. Delaying the High Templar, though, I like that so much. So all the EMPs and snipes have been used. Here comes the High Templar. We have enough for 2 storms, it looks like. Oh, but we're not getting any storms off. Both of those High Templar fall without using a single storm. But we have such a huge bank here for Darkness. He's able to just completely warp in more units. And this base actually fell to a drop. Huge play there. Darkness is taking this base right now. Income tab, guys, 64 to 62. This base, guys, is starting to run on mineral packs. It's down to 5. This pack has 70, 175, 75, 55, 190. We are very close, guys, to being on 1 base, and this base is running out of time. We are so close, guys, so very close to having Mihai having no economy at all. I'm curious as to what Darkness is doing. He's just kind of like under a lot of pressure right now. This base just fell. He just warped in 14 High Templar, though, and they're all going to be morphed into Archons, it looks like. Oh, no, leaving some for Storms. I like that. And this base falling, too. This is exactly what Mihai needed to do. I love this. He just took out 3 bases, guys. This is the last base we have mining for Darkness. We're trying to take this ourselves. Hopefully, we can get some more bases for Mihai because he is so behind right now. He's just picking his opponent apart. Drops are what you want to do at this point in the game because, guys, look. You're almost out of mining right now. You need to do some form of damage. Blink Stalker's coming up here. More Warpins coming up from the top. So this drop is completely cleaned up. And we have another push coming down here towards this base. Darkness is reacting, but will he get there in time? If we can stim, snipe it, and get out of there, that would be so huge. And we have a drop going down right here. Oh, Vikings actually taking out this Nexus. And oh, Mihai is just playing this so perfectly right now. He just needs to get out of there. We have no force fields. We do have Immortals in the mix. I'm really curious about this decision. And guys, we are mining on 0 bases for Darkness. He has no economy right now. He is long distance mining from this base. Darkness has to do something right now. His bank is completely gone. He's not going to be able to build any more units. He has to make something happen here. SCVs being transferred here. Hopefully we'll be seeing them get killed off soon. I don't know why Mihai still has this many SCVs. He has 62 SCVs right now. I mean, he can't max himself because he's so starved, so I guess he doesn't really need to throw them away just yet. And if he can hold on to one of these bases, that'll be fine. Now, Darkness, he needs to scout this base, and he needs to take it out. He needs to do something. I know it's a planetary fortress, but if this base gets mining, I would like to maybe see a Warp Prism come out right now, but we're so starved. We're only long distance mining right now. We're just now resecuring this base. This base is completely mined out, guys. So right now, we are mining out of this base, which is extremely oversaturated. So this is our last real mining base. If we look at the income, Stalker's coming up here. Charger's coming up as well, but the army is here as well for Mihai. Engaging a planetary with an army is going to be so hard to do. We don't have very many EMPs here, but the Archons are going to be doing so much damage. Hold position on the SCVs, though, are absorbing so much damage, trapping a lot of the units here. But Mihai, his supply is plummeting, but most of that was SCVs, guys. So this army here looks like it's going to be cleaned up for Darkness. We didn't have our ghosts with our army, so those Archons did so much damage, but the supply, guys, is so dead for both players. Oh, man. It is 91 for Darkness, 89 for Mihai. And if we look at the income tab, guys, 44 of Mihai's 93 is SCV. 60, though, of Darkness's is probes. So only 31 supply here. And this is most of it, guys. Where's the rest of his army? There it goes. Charge lots coming down. And in this kind of situation, charge lots are going to be so efficient. The ball is so small for the Terran army. I am very worried for Mihai at this point. He's got the advantage with these charge lots. SCV's attacking too, though, absorbing a lot of this damage from those charge lots. And with that SCV control, with Mihai being a little too over-aggressive there with his charge lots, he's able to hold it off. Now, I like this. This is perfect. Warping in the High Templar, guys, with the last gas we have, allows us to get Archons. Archons are going to be so cost-efficient in this position, but we have 4 ghosts on the field, guys. 4. That means we're going to have plenty of EMP. If we can land them properly, this will be great. Darkness needs to hold on to these bases. I like how he's long-distance mining here. He doesn't need to be greedy, though. This base is mined out, guys. This is Mihai's only last base, and we have mules on him. This is so key. 5 mules on that base, and this is why Mihai or Darkness is so antsy to end this. Look at the income tab, guys. 1700, 1800 now for Mihai versus the 1100 of Darkness. That is going to keep him in the game. If this push comes before these High Templar have storms, then we can do a lot of damage. Needs to control these Archons pretty well, though. Needs to be very careful, though. These High Templar don't have storms. They're getting snipes. Good feedback, killing off one of the ghosts, but it's not going to be enough. If we lose this base, it's not going to be the worst thing in the world. This base is pretty mined out. We still have these two down here for Darkness, so he can easily sacrifice his base. Food count, guys, 119 to 109. I feel that the Terran Ball is going to be stronger at this point in the game. We have so many Marines here, though. If we can get a couple High Templar out, get a couple storms off, it'll be so cost efficient right now. How many medevacs do we have? We have a good amount of medevacs, so we can drop into the main. We can actually do a lot of damage. But Ghost, one does fall. No, it barely survives. We could have killed the Ghost. That would have been so huge. We do not have the gas we can really be spending right now. Here comes some EMPs landing on the Archons. Charge Light funneling up at this ramp. Will the Archons get good splash damage off? It's looking like it. These charge lots absorb so much damage. This is not a planetary, guys. These Archons do fall back. We did do a decent amount of damage. Did we lose all the ghosts here? Yes, we have no more ghosts on the field for Mihai. So that's good. That means our High Templar are going to be able to do so much more damage. Archons are going to be able to do so much more damage because we don't have EMP. Charge lots are so good at this point in the game, guys. You need a lot of units to be able to kite a big amount of charge lots. And we don't have that right now. And we're doing a drop right now. Where did those medevacs go? I saw medevacs going off in a direction. Maybe he brought them back. Decided not to drop. He wants to defend this base as long as possible. This is such an intense game, guys. So good. Charge lots funding up the ramp, though, guys. This might be the last engagement here. Archon's doing so much splash damage. I really wish we could have afforded a planetary, but we can't. And it looks like these Archons are going to be able to barely come out. Oh, but more Marines stemming forward. Good control here from Darkness, and the splitting is looking great. Darkness is down to 73% supply, guys. 58 of that is SCVs. Oh, I like how he pinged that because I didn't see that drop. Finally, there it shows up again. And killing this base, guys, is probably going to be the last thing that happens in this game. Probes are falling. We don't have a very big force to hold off any form of pressure. And as soon as Mihai moves down here, or as soon as Darkness moves down here to clean up this drop, oops, sniping that pylon. If the Nexus falls, guys, that's pretty much game. That is very deadly. Does it fall? Blinkstalker's coming forward, and it does fall. Darkness is down to one mining base. This one right here. So huge. Let's look at the income tab, guys. We have 19 SCVs for Mihai. So right now he's just making pure mules. We could transfer some of these SCVs over, of course. That would be nice. But guys, it's still a very difficult game. Terran is still completely mineral starved. It's so hard for him right now. He just has to hold on. He needs to keep doing that. The problem is with that drop, guys, he lost that entire unit ball. So even though he killed the Nexus, we're still able to long distance mine. That's not too far of a walk. And Protoss still has the bigger army. 94 supply to 82. Most of that 94 supply is SCVs, but it's kind of, or probes rather. It's kind of evened out. It's 37 to 20, so it's not too bad. So about the army size are relatively about the same. We have 2 Archons in this mix. We have 3 Ghosts in production. I like how we're starting to produce Ghosts now. We have 1 on the field. We're about to have 4 when those 3 pop. We have 6 medevacs still. Now, I know it's a little bit cost efficient, but if we can squeeze out 1 or 2 Colossus right now, I don't think that's going to happen, though, with how starved we are. I like how we saved for 400 minerals to try and get this base again. Because right now, we have 2... Okay, I guess we're down to 1 mining base now. We're actually have no mining bases right now for Darkness. If this gets up, that will be our last mining base. This is going to mine out faster than this. So if Darkness can hold on, just live, he'll be good. He'll be so good. Here comes the stim up the ramp, though. We're charging up the ramp. SCVs being pulled. They're not really doing anything, though. It looks like he just right-clicked the Stalkers and didn't do damage. This ball is taking so much damage. We're down to 2 Archons left, and it looks like Mihai coming out on top. The ramp did so much damage, and Darkness, GG's. What an intense game. Was very well played on both ends, and the spread that Mihai had at the last second was so beautiful, guys. So beautiful. I liked it so much. He just was able to hold on with those clutch EMPs, and Mihai comes out on top. 52-minute game, guys. So good. So good. Back and forth constant action. So make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. youtube.com/StarCraftSquad. That's what you're watching this from. Please watch playhelm.tv. Not just to watch me cast, but I have some of the best co-casters anyone could ask for. They are all so good, and surprisingly, they're, for the most part, all analytical commentators. Most of them play at a Master League level, so they all know the game. So normally you expect most people to be color commentators, but Playhelm has a great group of casters. They're all very smart. There are a couple color commentators in the mix, but even those ones are very smart, and they are brilliant color commentators. So just go watch playum.tv. It is awesome. I am casting there in 40 minutes. This video will not be up till tomorrow, so that doesn't matter. It'll be uploaded about the time I'm casting the EU daily tomorrow, though, in the morning, 10 PST, guys. Please tune in for that as well. I'm casting the Zeke daily Friday night. It'll be, I don't know who I'm casting with. I don't even know the link, so just try and find it. I'll hopefully get the link soon. So watch it at Zeke.com. Saturday morning, I am casting the KSL guys, the Korean Star League, or StarCraft League rather, with my buddy Katu. He's a Playum caster. He is so awesome. He is so professional. I like the guy so much, and he's giving me a chance. This is like gonna be my first live tournament I cast. I mean, Playum daily. These guys have great players. I've casted TLO versus Axlab. That was awesome. I've casted Violet several times. That's awesome. But this is gonna be my first tournament I cast that is pure awesome. Pure Korean players. It's going to be so great. It's going to be the best of the best, and it's my first live cast I'm casting of players of that caliber, so I'm so excited for it. So Saturday morning, I know it's going to be really early. It's 6 a.m. PST, 9 a.m. Eastern. Very early in the morning, guys. But if you can tune in, please do, because I am so excited for it. I got new hardware coming in, guys. I'm going to be upgrading my computer. It should arrive tomorrow, so I might be streaming soon, so keep an eye out for that. This has been the longest outro ever. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/StarCraftSquad. I think that's it. Follow Katu for giving me this replay and for letting me cast with him in the KSL. Katu StarCraft at Twitter. Please follow him there. Follow me first, though. If you have to follow someone, pick me. Screw that guy. But if you have to pick someone, follow Katu. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.